Welcome to the carnage.
And welcome back to the Carnage, everybody. I'm Mr. Carnage. And before we begin today's video, I just wanted to kind of say thanks to those that have been subscribing, liking the videos, and commenting. There's been some good conversations. People have reached out, and I do really appreciate the support. And going forward, I would like to kind of give an identity to my channel. So there's enough channels out there in this content space that are about high value men, right? And I see comments all the time on those videos that's like, well, this doesn't apply to me, or, you know, whatever, it's like that'd be cool maybe someday kind of thing. And so I would like to make my channel more about the everyday average guy, right? I'm not looking to be, at the top tier, high value man type talk where it's like, oh, I'm a millionaire and I have this, that, and the other. I don't, even if I were to ever hit that echelon, I wouldn't want to make content for that. There's plenty of that out there. So I want to make more of a channel for your average everyday, guy, the 90%, not the 10%. So we're going to keep that, that theme going forward and just give a place for, normal everyday guys to come and vent their frustrations, kind of learn what's going on with some of the trends and see some of the videos that are trending and, kind of see what some of the opposite sex has to say, including what today's video is about, which is kind of a part 2 to the video I posted the other day about women leaving feminism and finding it to be toxic. And so let's go ahead and let's get into the video.
I do not understand how women do the same things that men might do. And that's okay. But if a man does it, he's the worst thing possible. For example, when a woman gets frustrated and they start to shout their feelings at a male, it's them trying to get their point across and be heard. If a guy does it, he's abusive and he shouldn't be shouting and he should learn how to regulate his emotions.
She's absolutely right. So when you look at it this way, women have a lot of double standards when it comes to just about every aspect of their life. And when it comes to men specifically, and dating is huge. So, for example, women want a guy that's, I want him 6 foot and I want him to make this kind of money and I want him to have these traditional values and pay for dates and all this stuff.
Are you a Redditor and you're a Discord admin? Oh my god. Oh my god.
I want a woman to look this way. I want her to have traditional values. I would like her to be, feminine. They throw a fit and they're like, oh, you're a misogynistic pig. You're oppressing women. You're part of the patriarchy. You're a douchebag. That sort of shit. And so it gets frustrating when they consider what they're doing as preferences, but what men is doing is oppression. It's absolutely fucking retarded.
That's just an example. That does happen. There's so many other things that happen that just are not vocalized because men are penalized for it. But when women do it, it's fine. And that's one of the main things that I want to target on here because I'm sick of it. There's equality and then there's superior. As a woman, I'm not superior. Life is hard for everyone.
I somewhat agree with that. If you look at life in general, right? So the main aspects of life, your job, your responsibilities, etc. Women do, in a lot of ways, have it easier. They just do. Like one day, a woman could just wake up and be like, you know what? I'm going to be a stripper and I'm going to make money. I mean, obviously, she has to have some level of attract. She can't just be like a 400-pound, free willy whale or anything, but she's got to, take care of her body. But that's something that anybody can work on, right? You can lose weight. You can, do things to make yourself more attractive. But when it comes to a man's life, we don't have the option. We can't just go, you know what? I'm going to start an OnlyFans today and by, month's end, my rent's going to be paid, right? And here's the other thing. Women typically, and I like to call them boner roamers, they could find a man to help them take care of any aspect of their life, move in with them, etc. Men don't have that, right? I can go out and see 1,000 women, and I guarantee not a single one of them would be like, "Hey, man, you want to move in, and I'll pay your bills, and I'll take good care of you, and I'll feed you." No, that's never going to happen for a guy. So no, women have it easier.
So can we stop competing with each other and just accept that and support each other? Please?
We don't have a male loneliness epidemic. We have a male apathy epidemic.
Everyone does it. Now you can do it too. Shut the fuck up. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Shut the hole in your face. Like that. You can do it. Shh. And shut the fuck up.
Noise, screaming, yelling, carrying on, trying to draw attention. While this is happening, I glance to my left and I realize there's a man standing on his porch. So I start looking to this man, hoping that he might step in and help.
And there you go. Exactly. And had he stepped in to help, you or your friend would have, blasted him on the internet and said, "Hey, this guy's a creep. He's an older dude. He was like hitting on us," and, everything else. Men aren't helping women anymore because we are tired of every day turning on TikTok and seeing us on there, just walking by or opening a door for you or, saying, "Hey, that's a really cool shirt," and you're like, "Ugh." And you're like fucking pissed off about it. And we were just trying to be nice. So men are done. Men don't want to be nice anymore. We just ignore you. We pretend that you do not exist.
Instead, this man proceeds to shout at my sister and I.
Let me see your war face. You got a war face? Ah! That's a war face. Now let me see your war face. Bullshit. You didn't convince me. Let me see your real war face.
Because that man was more outraged by two women making noise because they were fearful for their safety than he was by the possibility of witnessing them being mauled to death by dogs. So when men say, "We're natural protectors," I have to say, from what?
No, we used to be. We used to be natural protectors. We used to be when there was some, level of appreciation and understanding and, that women respected men. Go back to the 1950s, 60s, 70s, etc. Women appreciated men. "Oh, you held the door open for me. Thank you. Oh, you helped me carry this. That's, really nice of you." The old cliche of the kid walking the old lady across the street so she don't get hit by a car, etc. Women back then appreciated what men do. Now, we're just penalized for fucking existing. So why would a man risk his life, risk getting bitten for you, when this is exactly what you were going to do anyway? So had he have saved you, you would have been on here with a different story. You've been like, "Oh, this guy's a creep, man. He's old and hitting on us and everything else." And so there's no reason to do it. Sorry. You all made your bed, fucking lie in it.
If not rabid animals, if not other men, if not crime, then what?
I'm about to piss some of y'all off, and this is absolutely directed at one person in particular, but there's a lot of you that could fit this shoe. Some of you bitches are quick to post about how there ain't no good men left, but you ain't shit either.
I agree with that. Most of those videos that I see that are like, men are pigs, all men are, assholes, men ain't shit, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay. And most of it's by like these 350-pound women with a nose ring and purple hair, screaming, "My choice, my body, my choice," My choice! My choice! My choice! My choice! My choice! And I'm not saying all men are great, because we're not. There are plenty of bad men in the world, yes. But there are plenty of men like myself, and probably most of my listeners, who wake up every day, they go to work, they do what they're supposed to, they mind their own business, and all they're looking for is to get through life as peacefully and as nice as possible with the least amount of bullshit that they have to deal with.
Y'all will post about how there ain't no good men, but every other post on your fucking page is you at a party, you at the bar, you with your ass and titties hanging out for the whole damn world to see. Talking about a roster, talking about a wait list. And some of y'all will turn around and post that you want somebody to build with, but you ain't got no job. You don't cook, you don't clean. What are you going to contribute to this construction project that you claim to want? So
that's easy. It's the same answer. Pussy. That's it. That's basically what they claim to bring to the table. And it's really funny when that question is asked and most of them sit there and struggle for 5 minutes. I absolutely laugh my ass off when I see a woman sit there and she says it's like same three things over. Well, I bring me and humor and my intelligence. It's like, well, if you were intelligent, you would come up with an answer other than the, same three fucking things every other woman has said. But I do appreciate when a woman actually is honest. She's like, I bring pussy. That's what I bring.
Bad. You can't be trash and act like trash and expect to attract a man that's going to work 5 to 7 days a week to support your sorry ass. Y'all have the audacity to want to be treated like a princess while you act like you belong to the streets.
I'm proud of you, you know that. I hope you do.
That you only attract pieces of shit. It's because you are a piece of shit.
Facts.
Yeah, absolutely. Facts. And you attract what you put out in the world. I've said this in my other videos, and of course, I'll probably say it in about 100 more. You attract what you put out in the world. So if you have this fucked up attitude, this mentality that you're a 10, you're perfect, there's nothing that you need to work on in life, that you're just great, grand, and wonderful, and that a man needs to bring X amount of value to your life, when you bring absolutely nothing to theirs, you're not going to find a man. At least a good man. You might find a Chad looking to clap cheeks. That's probably what you're going to find. And that's all you're going to find. And then you're going to have this, roster of men, and you're going to go through every single one of them, and they're all going to be Chad. They're all going to be Brad. They're all going to be just looking for one thing. And that's why your mindset is all men are assholes.
So, ladies, can we stop hurting our men's feelings and making them, not want to be around us anymore? I find it so breaking to see that all of these guys literally don't want to be around females because they feel like every female hates them. And
yeah, we do. We absolutely do. And, most of us know, our mothers and our sisters, women, ingrained in our families, typically, value us and love us, and we would do anything for those women. We would do absolutely anything for those women. But in a social setting, going to a bar, a club, a sporting event, a concert, whatever, yeah, we pretty much assume that all the women there hate us and don't want us anywhere near them and think of us as, this evil asshole that's gonna, do something bad to them, and that they would rather hang out with the bear than us.
Sees them as an abuser, and it's really sad to see that. And I've already made a few videos off of this, but I don't think I can get my point across enough. Yeah, let's just stop making men feel like they're monsters, because these men aren't monsters.
Goes out with that loser Patrick Bateman. What a dork. Another martini, Paul.
Built these houses, they built this car, they designed the engine, they've done all these things. They probably made these glasses that I'm wearing. A lot of them probably made this shirt I'm wearing. Anything that I have, this charger that I have, a man made it. Almost anything that you see, a man has made.
And yeah, that's true. I mean, yes, women have invented things. Women have contributed in, some ways to those things. Absolutely. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, if you're sitting in it, driving it, or standing on top of it, a man built it. And everything that you basically enjoy inside your house, your electricity, your AC, your water, your flowing toilet, all of that is not only built and maintained by men, but even when you have a husband and you do something wrong, right? You break a toilet, you break a sink, something, man has to repair it too. So
something that I've seen for a while now is how high the lesbian divorce rate is. I think it's something like 75% divorce rate. But why I'm laughing is because how are you guys going to pin this one on men?
Oh yeah, this is my absolute fucking favorite argument, is that the divorce rate, right, is with lesbian couples, it's like 72%, close to 75%. And so you have two women in a marriage and their marriage rate is so low, but their divorce rate is so high, but yet that's still somehow a man's fault. I don't understand that. And the funnier thing about that is that the number one reason for divorce in lesbian couples is domestic abuse. That's the number one cause. Now, go to straight marriages, and so you have 80% of women filing for divorce, and the number one cause for straight divorce is typically money and financial situations. So typically what that means is that a woman, met a coworker or, a friend through a friend or something, close to that, who makes more money than her husband, and then begins to strike up an affair with them and then leave their husband for a man who makes more money. That's typically what it is. So you look at gay couples, and gay men have the absolute lowest divorce rate, which should tell the world exactly everything it needs to know. Everything it needs to know about women in relationships.
How are you going to blame men for this? Because it's two women. From what I'm reading online, what women say the reason for divorces in the same-sex marriage is domestic violence, cheating, feeling ignored, and get this one, feeling like one partner is not pulling their weight in the relationship.
It's so beautiful.
Or like children, you have to take care of them, they don't pull their weight. But these are two women. So please tell me how you're going to pin this one on men.
Yeah, exactly. No, I've heard that argument, and it's women typically don't see what men provide, when it comes to that portion of a relationship. They're like, oh, well, you only change my oil once every 3 months. It's like, okay, well, how many times have you changed your oil? Well, never. Okay. Well, what about all the other stuff that you typically don't see? You think the doorknobs just magically, get fixed? Do you think that your flat tire just magically reinflates? Do you think the dishwasher that was broke 2 days ago just magically got fixed? It just started working randomly? No, men do a lot of stuff. Yeah, typically, with a lot of the day-to-day chores, I would say that men typically don't maybe do as much as women do in some of that regard, especially stay-at-home mothers. But I know a lot of couples who both work, and both of them put in equal amount of, day-to-day chores, but yet the man still provides most of the actual home maintenance, the lawn care, the car maintenance, etc. And typically the woman in those relationships don't do any of that. So how is it that men don't do anything? I'd really like to sit down with a woman and discuss this from top to bottom, and I guarantee you that debate she would lose.
If you're a young woman who thinks that you deserve a high-value man, no, you don't. The truth is that unless you struggle bus with a man on his way to the top, you are replaceable. Is finding a good man who has integrity.
And she's talking about, like I said, what I want my channel to be about. High value men, and I'm being generous here, 10% of men, right? 10% out of 100% of men are high value men. And most of them, if not all of them, typically do not just go out into the world randomly and find some floozy and they're like, oh, I'm going to take care of you and pet you and call you George. That's not going to fucking happen. Typically, these men were either married before they made it big, and the woman that they're with, they can trust because they were there before the money. But most men know that, look at the fucking bozo from Amazon. He's already getting another divorce, and she's already, trying to take him for more money. And it's like, well, why didn't you see that one coming, you dipshit, No, most high-value men know that you meet a woman when you're super rich and she can tell that you are, and that your lifestyle is this upper echelon lifestyle, they don't love you. Most of them will throw themselves at you just to get invited to the dance.
You do not deserve a life of luxury unless you struggle bus with him to get there. Your game plan should be to attract the kind of man who will become the HVM that you want, because you help him get there.
Right. And yeah, she's absolutely right. If you want a high value man, then you need to start with him when he's in the gutter, because going from gutter to riches is more fulfilling for a marriage in general than it is a man just picking you up off the street and, you know, giving you a golden spoon in your mouth, which typically doesn't happen. And most of those men who do pick up women like that, it's because he's looking for the one woman who's okay with his affairs. He wants a wife who's like, hey, you know, I'm just happy to be here. I'll do anything that you want me to do, and you can fuck all the women you want. I don't care. I'm getting taken care of. That's what they look for.
And you do that firstly by being the kind of bait for that catch. Find a good man and be good to him and grow together. That is how to get the life that you want.
50 cents.
Yeah, she's right. And I mean, women, you need to do a better job of when you're dating a guy and going through. A lot of you do this where, and I've had it happen to myself. You get with a guy and within 3 months you're already like, I love you. Can I live with you? You know, will you take care of me? And that throws a guy off where they're like, whoa, you know. And typically women that do that, they get pushed to the side in that relationship because the man's like, wait, I am not ready for this. You were moving entirely way too fast, right? You women have to do a better job of when you're with a guy, take the time, build a relationship from the ground up with that man. And if within by 6 months to a year, you have these red flags that, hey, this guy, all he does is, you know, play video games, eat pizza. He has no ambition. He doesn't, you know, strive to be better. He doesn't go to school. He doesn't read. He doesn't do anything. Then that's probably the guy that you're going to not want to stay with for the rest of your life if you're looking to have a partnership that will, you know, eventually lead to the possibility, at least, to living well. I'm not saying rich. I'm just saying living well. So women, you know, you got to do a better job of vetting these men. It's not up to, you know, just some random rich dude coming and picking you up off the street, because it's not going to fucking happen.
Said, it's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? The bitches do not feel that.
No, they don't. Most women, and that's actually one of the bigger reasons for divorce too, was, you know, he had a really good job when we got married, and then he, you know, he got injured and or disabled or something happened, and then, you know, he lost his, you know, lifestyle, and so now I want out of here.
When he said, if I flip burgers at Burger King, would you be ashamed to tell your friends you're feeling me? Y'all didn't feel that. When he said, would you love me in a Bentley? Could you love me on a bus? Y'all said Bentley. Y'all give Bentley.
Yeah, no, absolutely. She's right. And funny, I haven't actually heard that song in forever, but yeah, she's right. No, there's a reason why, you know, 50 made that song, and, you know, why a lot of men actually understand and appreciate that song is, no, most women will not love you on a bus.
When he said, if I got locked up and sentenced to a quarter century, could I count on you to be there to support me mentally? Y'all didn't feel that. Y'all didn't feel that. We got too many hit it and quit it. We got too many 8-figure, 9-figure, 10-figure motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We got too many of y'all. Okay? Y'all know shit about ride or die.
No, they don't. And most women know. If you were to go to prison, they would not be there. If you were, you know, looking at 25 years. No. I guarantee you within the first, you know, 3 months, she would be clapping Chad.
I hate to say this, but I think that women have to lower their standards. Before you go crazy on me, just hear me out. The amount of chronically single girlfriends that I know, either approaching their 30s or already in their 30s, that are like wanting to settle down and have a family, but can't, is an epidemic at this point.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
And a lot of women hit it. And then they regret the life choices that they made. And then they turn into, you know, miserable cat-owning hoe bags.
And we're talking about women that are financially stable, have educations, are beautiful, have their fathers in their lives, like come from nice families. Like, we're not talking about, like, a bum bitch. We're talking about, like, a very decent young lady. So I'll have conversations with my friends, and they'll say things like, oh, like, you know, I want him to make, like, at least $200,000 a year, like, at minimum. He has to be in shape. Like, I really like a guy with a six-pack. I love a guy who's, like, 6'2". I need a guy with, like, a full head of hair. Like, I can't do bald guys. Every single time you throw a new specification into what you desire, the only person that fits within the parameters of what you are looking for exists in your fucking dreams.
Come on, obsess me, obsess me, obsess me. It's summer. Obsess me.
Guy that you basically are looking for would be 0.2% of men. And just the look on the woman's face at that point where that realization hits, like, oh, so I'm probably going to be alone for the rest of my life unless I change my views. Yep.
No, I've had girlfriends tell me, like, oh my god, no, he's great, this and that, like, but I can't do a short king. So you're telling me you found a guy that's, like, not bad looking, has a great job with benefits, like, financially stable, comes from a great family, and you can't do it because his legs aren't long enough? Like, you bitches are out of your minds.
Could you imagine if men had that kind of, you know, mentality? It's like, well, no, I couldn't be with her because, yeah, she was too tall. Or, you know, I like bigger women, but she was just, you know, 3 pounds over my limit. You know, something stupid like that. And it's so funny that women do that. It's like, well, he's only 5'10". He's not quite 6 foot. So he's just an inch below what I am willing to date. It's like, okay.
Listen, and I truly believe that, like, women are God's gift to earth, but, like, you're not a dream come true either. I'm sure that if he were to play Build-A-Bear, you wouldn't fall within the parameters of what his dream woman is. But you meet somebody and they have enough great qualities, like, you know, those things can cancel out. Oh, well, you know, I really like brunettes, and if you aren't a brunette, you're a blonde, but you have all these other things that check off all the boxes, you know, he's gonna fall in love with you regardless, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that you cannot fall in love with a man because he's not
Nice.
tall or he doesn't have a full head of hair. Like, I don't know, I just think that you bitches are out of your minds, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, she's absolutely right. I've I've said it 1,000 times. It makes no sense that women have these high expectations and, you know, they get really mad when a man does say something like that. Like, yeah, you know, I'm not really into, you know, redheads. They're kind of crazy. You know, I don't want to deal with them. And you flip shit. They're like, oh, that's oppressive. You're misogynistic. It's like, no, it was just my preference. But no, most men, if you meet a woman, regardless if she, you know, meets that, you know, dream woman that you've had in your head, if she's just a good woman and you enjoy your company and, you know, you find her attractive, that's all a guy needs. All the other stuff doesn't matter to him.
Look, I have a kid. I used to be like that until I had my kid. Now that I have my kid, like, I might be this, oh, I'm a boss bitch, da, da, da. But deep down in my heart, I would do absolutely anything to be at home and be, like, always with my child.
Emotional damage.
But unfortunately,
And have a man protect you. Stop acting like, stop leaving out the man part. Yeah. Because for you to be home with your child, that means you got a man holding you down,
yeah,
protecting you.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's right. And that shit's hard. Like, but unfortunately, since I'm by myself, I gotta hustle.
There you go. So, I mean, the wall is undefeated. It is absolutely undefeated, just like the internet. The internet and the wall are the two things undefeated and are 100% always going to be there, like death and taxes. I mean, you got a better shot at winning the lottery. And that's what a lot of women are feeling nowadays. They hit that wall and they're like, wow, you know, I made these stupid decisions and these choices. And, you know, I wanted to, you know, go down this feminist modern day because it's trendy. And I saw it on TikTok and all the women are talking about, you know, go get your bag, girl. You know, men ain't shit. Fuck, man. You want a, you know, this kind of lifestyle. Show your pussy online. You know, do all this stupid shit. And these women fall for that trap. And then some of them do wake up one day, believe it or not. Some of them do. And then they realize they're staring right at the wall.
you know? But I would do anything to have a man like
That's what we saying. That's exactly.
God bless you. God bless you for telling the fucking truth.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, she deserves definitely a round of applause.
God bless you for telling the truth.
That's so funny. Did you see the girl looking over there at all of them? That little like look on her face that she could tell, like, oh, why is she getting all this attention? Like, that's just funny to me. But that's it. So kind of ending this video, you're seeing more and more of it. You know, you're seeing more videos of women saying, hey, you know, this was a really stupid idea. Feminism ain't shit. I'm tired of it. I'm leaving. I want a good man. I want to get my life together. And I applaud you. Any women out there listening to this, you know, that you're on that, you know, that journey, good for you. Now, normal feminism, had it been like the stuff in the 60s, would be completely different. But modern feminism is not feminism. All it is being a misandrist. That's all it is. There's nothing that it offers you other than supporting you being a hoe and, you know, hating men regardless of whether you like them or not. And if you do not buy into that ideology, you're not in the club. But there you go, fellas. I'm out of here. Have a good one.